Welcome everyone. If you have low back or hip problems and you've been doing the banded clamshell exercise to strengthen your glutes, you may actually be wasting your time. I know I was. I spent so many months just wasting my time tackling this exercise and it brought me nothing but more irritation and it honestly gave me zero results. So today I'm going to show you what you should be doing instead if you really want to strengthen your glutes. The banded clamshell is one of the most commonly prescribed exercises you're going to find on YouTube that's given to those with low back and hip pain and problems to strengthen their glutes. But the thing is, if you have a tight low back and a hip injury or both or one or the other, just to get into the position itself is going to be near impossible and it's going to feel so uncomfortable. Like for example, right, you're told to just get a band, put it above your knees. And there's also so many strict form cues with this exercise for just your average person just trying to strengthen their glutes. It's a lot to not mess up. So you're told to go on your side, keep your knees at a 90-degree angle, keep everything stacked, have a tight core, keep a neutral posture. I mean, there's so many things that go into it and it's so easy to get it wrong. And then you're supposed to just feel it in your glutes, but I'm not even doing it right. It's why I never liked this exercise. I spent so much time fumbling around trying to get the proper glute activation, and to be honest, it just never really worked out for me. So we're just gonna not do that, and I'm gonna show you two other exercises that I like to do that still target the glute med like a clamshell would, but in my opinion, they're a lot easier to do and they're a lot more beneficial. So we're gonna get into that. So the first alternative exercise you can do that's not a clamshell that will still target the same muscle, which is the glute med, is the sideline hip abduction. You can do it against the wall, which is what I'm gonna do. It just helps you keep things more in alignment, but you don't need to do it against the wall. So basically, you're gonna wanna lay down on one of your sides. You could rest your head like this or just go all the way down. Personally, I like to do it this way. You want to make sure your spine is in a neutral position. Keep your hips stacked, and you don't want to tilt your hips too forward or too back. You also want to keep that neutral. Make sure your core is active, and then slowly go up. And you should feel the outer glute, which is your glute med. And you could keep your toes in a neutral position like I am, or you could point them a little bit down. That would help you get a little bit more glute activation. You could use the other hand to keep yourself more stable. And you just want to make sure your hips aren't rolling forward. You want to keep it nice and stacked and really just feel those glutes. And usually what I do, a quick little circuit that would really get your glutes burning, is just do 3 reps. No, not 3 reps, 3 sets of 15 reps. And you, like right now, I'm already feeling it. And this exercise, it's just, you're targeting the same muscle as you would in the clamshell or a banded clamshell. It's just the form requirements are a lot less, and it's a lot easier to get into, in my opinion, especially if you have a tight lower back and hip problems, because you're not bending at the knees like a clamshell and getting all messed up. You're just keeping it nice and stacked. Keep the core active, neutral spine and pelvis, and then just go up, and you'll feel that glute. Keep pointing your toes down to feel it a bit more. Just avoid the hips rolling forward. And this one, it's very easy to progress and make it harder. So you could get yourself a band, put it around your feet. Very easy to progress. Just go back into position. Take a moment to make sure you got everything nice and lined up, and then boom. Like, this is, for me, this is so much better than doing a clamshell. A lot more easier to get into, and I could really just feel my glute working a lot more. And then you could just lastly, add yourself a little ankle weight, and then boom. It's really just, in my opinion, a lot more accessible than if you were just doing a clamshell. So there's your sideline hip abduction. Then you're going to want to make sure you do the other side as well. Same amount of reps, same amount of sets, so you get the full glute activation on both sides. So this next exercise that I think you should be doing instead of a clamshell that will still target your glutes, and I believe a lot better than a clamshell, is your banded lateral walks. So all you're gonna need, once again, is a little band. And this movement is a little bit more challenging. There's a lot more form cues, but if you could really master it, then it's one of my favorite exercises to really activate and engage the glutes. So if you want the most glute activation during this exercise, I recommend putting the band on your feet. You could put it on your ankles and above your knees, but for the most glute activation, you're gonna get it if it's on your feet. So all you're gonna wanna do is start, move a bit more back. You're gonna wanna keep the weight over your midfoot. Go into a nice little quarter squat position. Keep your chest up, keep your core active and engaged. And you really wanna push down on your toes so your feet are active. And when your feet are active, that means your glutes are active. And so with your glutes active, you're gonna be wanting to push the band out. So there's tension, there's always constant tension in the band. You do not want your knees to cave in. You wanna keep that tension nice and strong. Make sure those toes are really pressing down. And then just go. Small, controlled steps. For this one, you should take your time. You do not wanna do this with improper form, because if you do, you're gonna cause a lot more irritation, especially in your low back and your hip, and you're just gonna be reinforcing faulty movement patterns, and we do not want that. So I'm gonna show you a side view so you can really see what I'm talking about. Once again, take your time. This one's a little bit more challenging, so you really wanna get the alignment and the form down. So here's what I do. Stand straight, nice quarter squat position, chest up, core engaged. Toes are actively pressing on the floor. So then you should feel your glutes pushing out against the band. And then when you're ready to take your first step, you go. And you do it right here. Just like that. And then boom, you're doing it. You're doing it. And this is one of my favorite exercises to absolutely just burn those glutes. And the carryover to daily movement and athletics is way better than the clamshell, because you're actually using and learning to use your glutes to activate through movement. So it definitely helps a lot more, in my opinion. Usually I just do 3 to 5 sets of these, and I just keep going until I'm fatigued, to be honest, because you're really gonna feel the burn in those glutes. And it's so easy to progress. You could, if you really want to get the most bang for your buck, you're gonna want to use a heavier duty band and ankle weights at the same time. And if you could do it correctly with ankle weights and a stronger band, you're really gonna feel those glutes activating like anything. You're gonna feel those glutes activating more than the clamshell could ever give you. So I'm gonna show you one more time. This time with the heavier band and the ankle weights. So we want to take your time. You do not want to do this with bad form. So nice quarter squat position, chest up, core engaged, really pressing down through those toes. And then there you go. You just really could just feel those glutes engaging. Small, controlled steps. There you have it. So now that I've shown you those 2 other exercises you can do, you can just stop wasting your time with those clamshells and really get down to strengthening your glutes in a way that's better for you and your situation. Let me know if you had any bad experiences with the clamshell exercises, and if you tried these other exercises like the sideline hip abduction, the banded lateral walks. Thank you for watching this video. Please comment, like, subscribe if you found this useful, and let me know what else you would like to see from me. Thank you for your time.